If Harmony Korine was able to string together a coherent paragraph, it would read exactly like this. So, let's talk Zola. Zola, a Detroit waitress, is seduced into a weekend of stripping in Florida for some quick cash, but the trip becomes a sleepless 48-hour odyssey involving a nefarious friend, her pimp, and her idiot boyfriend. This is our newest A24 movie, the film studio whose philosophy is that every movie needs to feel like it was directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. Their newest movie, Zola, starts off fine. It starts off very much like a Martin Scorsese movie. We've got a lot of characters telling their version of the story to the camera, and there's a lot of technical visual flair that kind of guides you through the opening of the story. But the first 25, 30 minutes of the movie has a very indie feel, a very improv feel, which is slightly charming. But still, the first 30 minutes, whenever they kind of first arrive in Florida up to that point, nothing really all that memorable. But the actor Colman Domingo, him showing up is a blessing for the movie because he pumps gallons of life into this story. In fact, what Zola does best is taking moments that start off feeling a bit odd, a bit off, a bit suspect, and then on a dime, flipping to become a dangerous situation. This movie does that really well, and most of the time it does that because of Colman Domingo's performance. Zola is categorized as a comedy crime drama. At least that's the way that the company decided to list it. And this movie does blend these genres a lot. That's one of those A24 stylistic things. A24 loves to do the genre blending or genre fluid things, and that's another huge Paul Thomas Anderson thing. Like, it really does. It's a weird thing that A24 loves, making their movies feel like they were made by him. Their movies most of the time are populated with messed up characters that are followed by a constantly moving camera, accompanied by a fantastically strange score, and then also holding shots for a very, very long time, and also having characters break the fourth wall. Playing with style in a very artsy way is the A24 thing. This has that A24 sheen on it. That style can be fun and it can be interesting, but it is the reason that in the third act, this movie is totally flat. By the end of the movie, I can't imagine anyone is not going to be thinking, was that it? Is that the end? That is the end, right? With that A24 branded artsy indie style, we're in a comedy and then we're gonna treat this like a thriller. And this movie treats it like a thriller a lot of the times. There is no doubt a very large thriller aspect of the style that is kind of teasing that something ominous is coming towards these characters. And it never happens. By the end, this movie has no payoff in character, it has no payoff in story. The disappointing thing about Zola is that there is pretty much nothing really going on with these characters. I mean, every character in this movie is an idiot. The movie has nothing to say about any of them. I mean, the movie's based on a Twitter thread. The movie has the emotional depth of a Twitter thread. I mean, I still feel like you can make an artsy movie about a bunch of idiots and give it an emotional depth so that afterwards everyone's going to the bar and they're talking about, what did that character mean? Or what were those intentions about? Or what do you think the motivations actually were? Or what do you think actually happened at the end of the movie? Or whenever that one character left the room? Like, what was actually going on? Like, it puts a little bit of mystery into it. If you're gonna have this type of artsy style, you gotta like lend your story to some mystery or lend your characters to some level of depth. Zola is not really interested in any of that. It's got, you know, bullet points from a pretty outrageous story, and they're throwing the A24 sheen on top of it. Halfway through, it starts to feel like you're watching someone's director reel. Like, and it looks beautiful. And honestly, I am very excited by seeing this movie about this director. I am sure that at some point, there's gonna be another movie that comes out. I would not be surprised if it is just like a kick-ass blowout movie. That would be awesome, and I don't think that'd be surprising either. We'd have to focus way more on character in order for that to happen. This just feels like someone who's got a great visual flair, has got a great command of the technical aspects of filmmaking, but you forget it. Like, after a day, it's like, okay, that was fine. You got nothing to think about, and you forget about it. It's not worth your money, so it's not worth your time. Well, thank you very much for watching 5 Minute Critic, and be sure to subscribe for future updates on reviews and movie news.